In a tranquil village nestled among the mountains, lived a young man named Midi. Midi was known for his charm, intelligence, and good nature. However, he had developed a habit that concerned those who cared about him. He spent much of his time chasing after women, believing that the company of ladies brought him happiness and contentment. One day, Midi heard whispers about a renowned Zen master named Shinu who resided atop the tallest mountain. It was said that Master Shinu possessed wisdom that transcended the ordinary. Intrigued by the tales of the master's wisdom, Midi decided to make the journey to seek guidance. After a challenging ascent, Midi finally reached the mountaintop where Master Shinu lived in a humble abode. The wise master welcomed Midi with a serene smile and offered him a seat. "What brings you here, young traveler?" asked Master Shinu, his eyes sparkling with kindness. Midi hesitated for a moment, then gathered his thoughts and spoke. "Master Shinu, I have spent much of my time chasing after women, thinking that they hold the key to my happiness. But I've come to realize that my pursuits have only left me feeling empty. I seek your guidance on how to find true contentment." Master Shinu nodded knowingly and gestured for Midi to follow him outside. The master led Midi to a small pond surrounded by beautiful lotus flowers. "Midi, do you see these lotus flowers?" asked Master Shinu. "Yes," replied Midi, admiring their delicate beauty. "These lotus flowers," said Master Shinu, "grow from the mud at the bottom of the pond. Yet, despite their origins, they rise above the water's surface and bloom into exquisite blossoms. In the same way, you must rise above the murkiness of your desires to find true contentment." Midi listened attentively as Master Shinu continued. "Chasing after external pleasures, like chasing after women, is like constantly stirring the mud at the bottom of the pond. It keeps the water turbid and prevents clarity. True contentment comes when you learn to still your mind, just as the lotus blooms when the water is calm." Midi felt a sense of awakening dawning within him. "But Master Shinu, how do I still my mind? How do I rise above these desires?" he inquired earnestly. Master Shinu placed a gentle hand on Midi's shoulder and said, "Start by understanding the impermanence of desires. They are fleeting and ever-changing. Instead of seeking happiness in external pursuits, look within. Cultivate qualities like compassion, gratitude, and mindfulness. Just as the lotus grows from the mud but remains untouched by it, you can find inner peace amidst the chaos of desires." Midi spent weeks in the company of Master Shinu, learning the ways of mindfulness and self-discovery. He began to meditate daily, gradually quieting the storm of desires that had raged within him. As his mind grew calmer, he found that the pursuit of women lost its grip on him. One day, as Midi gazed at the lotus flowers swaying gracefully in the breeze, he realized that he had experienced a profound transformation. He had detached himself from his impulsive desires and found a deeper, lasting contentment within. With a heart full of gratitude, Midi bid farewell to Master Shinu and descended the mountain. He returned to his village not as the same young man who had left, but as a person who had discovered the wisdom of inner peace. Midi's story spread throughout the village, inspiring others to seek their own paths to contentment. And just as the lotus flowers continued to bloom despite their muddy beginnings, Midi continued to thrive, guided by the wisdom of his Zen journey. Remember, dear viewer, like Midi, we too can rise above the turbulence of desires and find our own lotus path to